Thanks a lot for checking out another episode of our series, You Gotta Hear This. Coming up in this episode of You Gotta Hear This, we travel down to Palatka to meet up with Eric Yonce, a candidate running for a seat on Florida's 6th Congressional District in the U.S. House of Representatives. We have lots of questions for him, and we're giving you his answers verbatim.
Okay. Name is Eric Yonce.
That's all coming your way next
ERICYONCE.
on You Gotta Hear
I'm running
This.
for U.S. House of Representatives, Florida District.
Yep, mornings are tough. Really tough.
Welcome to Brewster's. Coffee. Some coffee.
Some days, all you need is a little jump start. You want to kickstart your morning? Brewster's Coffee. It'll get you going.
Coming up in this episode of You Gotta Hear This, we travel down to Palatka to meet up with Eric Yonce, a candidate running for a seat on Florida's 6th Congressional District in the U.S. House of Representatives. But first, we're going to find out a little bit more about the 6th District. Florida's 6th Congressional District is located on the eastern Florida coast and stretches from south of St. Augustine to South Daytona Beach and inland to the southwest, all the way to the outskirts of Ocala, Leesburg and Sanford. And for maximum transparency, we are running Mr. Yonce's interview from beginning to end, complete and unedited. We made Mr. Yonce aware of our intentions just before the interview. Thank you very much. And without any further ado, here is Mr. Yonce, congressional candidate for the 6th District in the U.S. House of Representatives. Okay. And what is your background to this area?
Pretty much spent my entire life here. So I was raised over in Ocala area. Currently live over in the Ormond Beach spot, but through work, I've been around this entire part of Florida for the last 40 years.
What kind of businesses are you in?
So originally I was in retail. So I spent 20 plus years in retail, worked my way up from like a cart attendant to running stores. Left that about 2 years ago and started my own business renovating vintage Airstreams.
Wow.
Yeah, so.
That has to be fun.
Oh, it's amazing. It really is. It's one, the fact that they're all handmade, especially back in the 60s, 70s, and 80s.
Right.
You can break them down, tear them apart. They're very well built, and they're just like a little time capsule. They're really fun.
Okay. What is so special about this area right here? What is special about the St. Johns River?
Behind us right now is the St. Johns. This is one of the only rivers that flows north. So it's down past Central Florida, starts south of Orlando, and it works its way and meanders its way north to then exit into Jacksonville, into the Atlantic.
That's craziness.
Yeah.
What do you like about the Palatka area?
You know, it's one of the last true old Florida areas that we have left. It hasn't been overdeveloped. Now, caution, it's on the radar. It has a ton of history that a lot of people don't realize. We have the first African-American the first high school in Florida is here in Palatka. There's so much deep history that just gets forgotten. And I love this area. I love coming up here, visiting, spending a lot of time on a regular basis, just because, I don't know, it's quaint. Like, it's a very small town feel.
What makes you particularly tuned in to take over this position that is now currently owned by Randy Fine?
Well, I think the key, or the first thing, is being raised here. You know, growing up in this part of Florida and watching it for just over decades, just the transition of how really it's just been used over time. Politicians coming in and saying one thing, not really paying attention to what the voters think, but using their vote as a pedestal. And, you know, it's a special place. And the fact of being able to watch it and understand also how people that have lived here for so long, they just want somebody to, like, be honest with them. And they want somebody that's understanding what's going on beyond political parties, beyond the spectrum of just, like, standing up for what's right for the area. And I think that's what's been missing for so long. And you're not going to understand that unless you've actually spent a lot of time here, unfortunately.
So let's talk about some of the pressing issues that Florida is dealing with right now. Education. It kind of seems like the educational system is getting taken over.
Yeah.
According to DeSantis. And then we have the issue of overdevelopment, and, you know, the reason that everybody comes to Florida, and we're developing the crap out of it.
Yeah.
We're just destroying everything that makes Florida, and we're filling it in with franchises and shopping malls and strip malls and concrete. And so can you touch on the educational part first?
Yeah. So with education, the big concern is right now with the charter school program. That's where a lot of concerns have been, and the fact that there's the voucher piece. So public money can go to a charter school program that has no regulation on teacher experience, no regulation on what kids are being taught, no baseline of education. And if a child is struggling within that charter school program, they are then kicked back to the public school system. But then
So the public school system is like the short bus now.
Unfunded too.
Yeah, it's unfunded because now they're funding vouchers for these private schools.
Yes.
Does that make sense?
No.
Okay.
And there should be, in my opinion, if you're going to receive public funding for education, then you need to be abiding by
you should have
a certain
list
level
of rules
yes.
that you have to follow.
Correct.
So nationally, you also have the problem of the education system. And the person running our Department of Education is, wait a minute, is it the wife of the guy who owns the WWE, Worldwide Wrestling Federation?
Yeah, Linda McMahon.
Okay, that sounds perfect.
Yeah.
What could possibly go wrong?
What could?
Okay.
What could?
All right, so what about the development down here?
You know, that's one of the big concerns and reasons I got into this, is just seeing the development happen, and just seeing that our voices speak up in a county meeting, a city meeting, really goes unheard. Does not matter. And yeah, like growing up here and driving by areas that are now bulldozed over, filled in. I mean, you go down, if you leave here, my way to go back home to Ormond, there's areas that were beautiful, just marshlands and kind of swampy forests that are now completely bulldozed over and filled in about 4 feet. So they won't flood, but now the existing neighborhoods are going to flood.
Right, right.
And that's where we're seeing a lot of the problems right now, is we're just completely overdeveloping. We're paving over certain areas, but yet we have an insurance crisis with homeowners insurance. We're not putting the two and two together.
That was going to be my next question.
Yeah, and they go together. Like, we are developing in areas that, quite honestly, should be left natural. And that's what makes Florida great, is, you know, we have these areas that are special, that people want to go visit the springs. They want to go take a walk in the woods, and soon that won't be available to them.
No, some of the springs look
Well, they're running out of
horrible.
water too.
Yeah.
So you got to think, you know, all this ground, like the water seeps in. So that then recharges our aquifer, recharges our springs. If we're paving over all of that, what happens to that?
Have you seen Houston? What happens when Houston gets a rainstorm?
Just
Because
floods
Houston is
completely.
nothing but concrete. There's no place for the water to go. So let's talk about the homeowners tax,
Yeah.
which they want to repeal, which is one of the few harbingers of money coming into the coffers in this state, and they want to get rid of the homeowners, the tax on the homeowners.
So they want to get rid of partial of it. Yeah, like I would love to have a reduction in homeowners insurance. I think we all would. But also there's nothing that I've seen that how we get that money back into the cities and communities.
That's the point. Where's the money going to come from once that's gone?
Haven't seen it.
Okay.
So we have some local municipalities that are going to lose tens of millions of dollars in revenue. So what happens when we want to rebuild a park or fix a road,
What do
a
you got
sidewalk?
to do? Do you got to up the county sales tax or the city sales tax? You know,
Well,
we're going to charge you guys an extra 3 cents to build a new park at X and X square.
Right.
Okay.
So you have either increased sales tax revenue, or what also is going to end up happening is those houses that aren't, I just lost the word there. What's our benefit that we do? I'm losing it off the top of my head. But it's the
homestead
exemption,
yeah.
right? So those homes that aren't homesteaded, now their property taxes are going to go up. Like I own a home, my partner owns a home. We live in her home, my home is rented. It's my only home I own. But I don't have homestead on it.
Well, because you don't live there.
Correct.
I mean, you should only get a homestead exemption
If
if
you
you
live
are
there.
residing in that dwelling.
Correct.
Yes.
So now my property tax will probably go up, which I then will have to put on towards the renters
Yeah.
that are already struggling to afford rent to begin
they're
with.
having a hard time
So
right now.
it's going to create an environment that's not going to be conducive for people to move here. And I don't understand where we're going to get money from to fix things. We already have infrastructure that's crumbling, and that's one thing that I've been speaking about, especially on a national level, is, you know, Palm Coast, for example, running out of water because of overdevelopment. They asked for help from the federal government for this. They were told by the representative, no, we can't help you, there's no money. So if they're not going to have tax revenue to help fix this, federal government's not going to help them, what's going to happen?
Okay, is there anything you want to talk to me about Florida? Anything else that comes to your mind?
I mean, I just think of it right now, you know, I alluded to this earlier, it's been used. It's been used as a stepping stone. It's been purposely divided in such a way that people aren't paying attention. We're getting so hung up on right versus left instead of seeing, like, are you doing what's right for us? Are you making the right decisions? Are you actually representing us? And that goes on all levels of government right now, from our federal down to our local county and city.
It's kind of scary.
It is.
And I've never seen the division and the hatred
bad.
like I've seen in the last 10 or 12 years. It's just
It's to the fact you can't even have a conversation with somebody.
No, I sit with Jeff and we have little hush conversations discussing certain things, and then when somebody else comes in, we don't really say anything because we don't want to get, well, anyway, that doesn't matter. So let's talk about the federal end, because you're going to be working in Congress.
Correct.
The federal end, what do you want to see done when you get into Congress and you're in Washington? What do you want to see done, not just for Florida, but for the nation?
We have a lot to do.
Oh my goodness.
We have a lot to do, and it's going to take a very long time to work through this.
Yeah, this
right?
isn't going to be another presidency and then it's over. This is
No.
going to be decades.
Decades.
Yeah.
For me, the first step that we have to do, and that's bring our voices, voters' voices back, and get the money out of our political system. I think that is the one big thing that is completely ruining this
So
country.
Citizens United, gone.
Citizens United, stock trading, this lobbying loop that we're seeing, like, we need to bring our voices back, not that of corporations, because that's what we've seen is laws get passed and it's to benefit a corporation, not to benefit XYZ person.
No,
Anyway.
I mean, you see what's going on, Big Beautiful Bill, what that did. That gave money to the very, very wealthy and the big corporations and took away from SNAP, Medicaid, Medicare. I mean,
yeah,
benefits that the government is here for.
Yeah. And you're being told and sold that like, oh, well, we gave you no tax on overtime and no tax on tips. Who really is that benefit?
Did they do that? Okay.
And it's all loopholes that you have to jump through. Oh, and it's temporary. Like nothing was permanent, but yet the permanent tax cuts went to the billionaires.
So here we are in our 250th year.
Yeah.
Huge. It's, you know, the sesquicentennial is huge. 250 years.
Yes.
Are we going in the right direction?
You have to hope. That's the biggest thing right now. I have hope that we are. You know, have been reflecting over the last couple days, especially leading up to this weekend. In all times of struggle that we've had in our country, there's been people that stand up and fight and have hope. Hope that we can change things and hope that we learn through whatever we're going through, whatever bad thing is happening. And that's what we're seeing right now. Are we on the right path? No, we're not. I have grave concerns that we're selling out our country, that we are completely corrupt. Like there's some massive concerns that are out there. But
I believe the president has made $2 billion last year as soon as he took office.
He was the #1 crypto trader in the United States.
And he's making himself money, and he's doing it blatantly out in front of our eyes in real time. And I mean, not even batting an eye.
No. It goes back to what he originally said when he ran back in 2016. He could shoot somebody in the middle of the street and no one's going to say a thing.
And he's kind of right about that,
He's showing that. And the other piece of that is people are not going to hold him accountable, especially in Congress, because a lot of them are doing the same thing. You know?
Shouldn't there be some type of law that stops politicians from insider trading? I mean, Martha Stewart went to jail. Enron got shut down completely. What's his name? Madoff. That guy's never going to get out of jail unless President Trump pardons him. I mean, isn't there rules in place that
there's rules for certain people.
Oh.
You know, but the members in government don't have to abide by that. You know, our own Randy Fine, we all have to submit documents. I have to submit these documents as a candidate that is an oath of, all right, here's your finances, are you gonna trade stock? I checked no. He's already checked yes. Like, he's not gonna get away from this. And that's the thing. The people making the laws are the ones that are doing the bad things. And until we change that, we're not gonna get out of that loophole.
I don't want to get into like a he said, she said thing, but because you're running against Randy Fine, what are the differences between you and Randy? Mr. Fine, as I'll say.
Mr. Not So Fine.
Oh boy.
You know, I want people to look and understand the things he has said, and I'm not going to get into that. I think one, just tie to the community. He does not live anywhere near this district. He lives down in Brevard County, which is 80 miles from the southern part of this district.
Why is he not a candidate or a representative down there?
Because people know him there.
Oh.
With the special election that we had up this way about 1.5 years ago, he was just placed here. You know, they needed a body to fill. Here you go. This area didn't know. They just saw a Republican, and that's who we're voting for. And that's where I say we've been used and divided just based on political party. This is now where this comes to a head, because we have somebody that's completely disconnected, couldn't even tell you his way around the area, probably couldn't even tell you half the communities that he goes into. And that's a problem. If you don't understand what Palatka is dealing with versus what Daytona Beach is dealing with, or go to some place like Welaka or Crescent City, like, how can you truly represent the community?
Right.
And that's where I say is my biggest piece is one that like I said, I grew up here. Like, I love this place. It's truly home. I have roots here. My parents still live in this area. Like, that's a huge difference. Like, that's what I would like to see at a representative. And I just also think the other biggest difference is I care about basic human rights. You know, and
That's a wonderful thing.
but it's sad that that has to be a thing. That's the thing right now. Like, the sad piece is that we have to start at a baseline of, do you agree on basic human rights for just humans in general? And then let's start from there.
So if me as a voter in this area, if I wanted to find out more about you, how can I do that besides having a face-to-face with you or watching this video that we just shot?
So all my social media is basically my name. So Eric Yonce, or Eric Yonce for Congress. And then my website is Yonce, Y-O-N-C-E, for Congress, and that's F-O-R, Congress.com.
Okay. Is there anything else you want to tell me, sir?
I think it's just crucial that we get this out there and everyone gets out to vote. August 18th is the Florida primary. We actually have a primary here in this part of Florida for the Democrat and Republican ticket, and it's crucial that we do our homework and we get out and vote. That's the biggest
I
thing.
always do my homework, and you know, I split my votes depending on the candidate.
Yeah.
And that's, I think a lot of people do that, and then I also think an awful lot of people don't do that. Anything else you want to tell me?
Good, I appreciate your time.
Man, thank you so much,
Appreciate this.
Eric. I
Yeah.
appreciate it, brother.
Thank you.
We hope you enjoyed today's episode with Eric Yonce, congressional candidate for Florida's 6th District in the U.S. House of Representatives. And we also hope you gained some useful information to help you make an educated and informed vote when the time comes. Thanks so much for watching You Gotta Hear This. Brought to you by Pipeline TV and Element Media Content Creation. Have a good day.